D-Hop.
It's the D-Hop talking shop.
Yo.
Yeah. We talking with D-Hop.
Yeah.
Tell me what shit you got. Yeah. On the D-Hop talking shop.
Yeah, it's your boy D-Hop.
D-Hop talking shop.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah. We talking with D-Hop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me what shit you got.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. On the D-Hop talking shop.
Welcome to the D-Hop Talking Shop.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the D-Hop Talking Shop podcast. It's your boy D-Hop, man, back at you. My favorite time of the year, the NFL draft has come and left, man. So got a lot of things that I'm going to be talking about. This is strictly the NFL draft is all I'm going to be talking about today. As you guys see, since I'm talking about the NFL draft, I had to go ahead and throw on the vintage Brian Dawkins, the Philadelphia Eagles jersey, man. Got this jersey when I was in Philadelphia, my first ever Philadelphia Eagles game. You know, I had to go ahead and bring out the Kelly Green out of respect of the draft weekend for my Philadelphia Eagles, man. So I'm be getting into that. Today I'm going to be talking about the winners, the losers. I'm going to be talking about all the little main top draft picks, man. But before I get today's show started, I would like to give a shout out to Coach D. Stewart for coming on my last show podcast. I interviewed him. He was my first ever person to come to my studio to ever talk. We talked about his basketball journey, how he got into coaching. So all those good things, man. It's like I met the guy a couple years ago, like I said on my last podcast, and yeah, we've been real tight ever since, man. So it's like I really do feel like God does put people in your life for a reason. We met at the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys game, man. Eagle fan just like me. So, man, I really enjoyed talking to him, sitting down with him, man. So, shout out to him, man. A lot of connections going to be coming. Can't wait for y'all guys to see that who else I'm going to be having on my show soon, man. So, make sure you guys continue streaming my latest episode, my last episode with Coach D. Stewart, man. Definitely another one of my favorite episodes, man. It's going to be a lot more people coming that I'm going to have. A lot more moves that's going to happen on the D-Hop TV Talking Shop podcast. So, you know, D-Hop TV Talking Shop podcast, you know how I got two different nicknames. So, like, yeah. But with all that good stuff started, let's go ahead and get today's show started. So I want to go ahead and open up today's show talking about all the draft winners who I felt like, who I liked, who D-Hop had liked for the NFL draft. So first winner for the NFL draft, I definitely like the Detroit Lions drafts, man. They got Terrion Arnold. That's honestly the cornerback I wanted the Philadelphia Eagles to get, man. You know you can't never go wrong with the Alabama cornerbacks, the SEC play as a whole. Those guys also got the defensive back out of Missouri. Hey, the Detroit Lions have been killing the draft for the past few years. Last year they had got Jahmyr Gibbs. The year before that they got Jameson Winston. So them guys been going crazy. Hey, Detroit Lions, that's actually going to be a team. Like with the Detroit Lions, they went all the way to the NFC Championship last year. They lost. We all know they lost to the San Francisco 49ers. And yeah, I like the Detroit Lions move, man. Beefing up their defense. They offense is electrifying. Shout out to Amar St. Brown for signing his contract. Also, man, we all remember when the Detroit Lions used to be 0-16, and now those guys became a juggernaut of the NFC, man. That's a team that a lot of, teams in the NFC, both the entire NFL, got to watch out for, man. So definitely like what the Detroit Lions did with their draft, man. They was killing it from both sides of the ball, man, from the offense to the defense to everything, getting all them SEC guys, man. And as an LSU fan, I'm always pulling for the SEC guys. You can't never go wrong. I really feel like the SEC is the most pro-ready players. They always be having them players ready, active for, everything, man. So definitely like the Detroit Lions move, man. I expect that division to be crazy with the Packers, the Vikings, and the Bears. But I'm going to get into all those other teams later on down. But shout out to the Detroit Lions. Had a good weekend of the draft. My next winner would be the Washington Commanders, as they got my boy Jaden Daniels. Shout out to my dog Jaden Daniels. As an LSU fan, I loved everything that you did for LSU last year. I really hate, like I always say, as an LSU fan, I'm really disappointed that we didn't have the defense to back up because Jaden Daniels won Heisman last year. I hate to see Jaden Daniels coming in my division, though, man, because I'm going to hate to, I rock with LSU, man. Like I always root for my LSU boys, but when they play them Philadelphia Eagles, it's smoke, it's war, it's all that. It's on site every time when I see him, man, when I play him, man. Then he in my division, so I hope Jaden Daniels do his thing, but I don't want him to be winning a lot of games. They also got Newton and Next round, Jonathan Newton, defensive tackle from Illinois. That was another move. I wanted the Philadelphia Eagles to get him also. So that was a big time move for Washington Commanders, man. Honestly, to be real, I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there right now, man. I actually got the Commanders over the Cowboys now, man, because that's all really what Washington was missing. Washington was just missing that one quarterback. That was the piece that was missing. Washington always had that defensive line. Like, they had Payne, they had Sweat, all those good players, man, and definitely like what they doing, man. I expect Emmanuel Forbes to bounce back. You know, he didn't have the greatest rookie season last year, but I expect those guys to bounce back. The Commanders also hit in free agency big time when they signed Austin Eckler. They also signed Bobby Wagner, and yeah, them Commanders been making moves, man. The Commanders seem like they had just about like 100, 200 NFL draft picks, because it seemed like every time I looked on TV, they was always on the clock, man. So definitely like what the Commanders doing, man. I really look at Jaden Daniels. I compare him to like a Lamar Jackson, man. And yeah, my Philadelphia Eagles, they gonna have to come with everything. They're gonna have to be full force. Really, not just the Philadelphia Eagles, the entire NFL. Because as an LSU fan, I know what Jaden Daniels is capable of. He progressed into a good pocket passer, and it's like if you blitz Jaden Daniels, he gonna take off, man. Cause yeah, he got that speed, man. So I'm happy for Jaden Daniels being a number 2 pick, but I'm not happy about him going to Washington because he in my division. So I'm gonna have to play my Philadelphia Eagles twice a year, man. But looking forward to that matchup, man. So shout out to the Commanders for having a good weekend. My next one will be the Green Bay Packers, and they took my boy Edwin Cooper from the Texas A&M, the linebacker. Who I compare Cooper to, I compare him to Von Miller. That's who he really remind me of, man. I like what Green Bay did. Green Bay beefed up that defense. They also got Marshawn Lord, the running back from USC. They got him later on down in the draft. So definitely like what the Green Bay Packers did. The Green Bay Packers is an up and coming team. They was elite on offense, and then they also picked up Brandon Jacobs in free agency. So, yeah, Green Bay is coming, man. They definitely had a real good weekend, so I definitely like what the Green Bay Packers did. My next winner would be the Minnesota Vikings. They get their quarterback in J.J. McCarthy from Michigan, who just won the national championship. Shout out to J.J. McCarthy for winning the national championship for Michigan. Those guys, he helped John Harbaugh win his first championship. Michigan had their drought, and they also picked up underrated move Dallas Turner, deep linebacker from Alabama. And like I said, another Alabama boy, man. You can't go wrong with them. That's definitely another player I wanted the Philadelphia Eagles to look into was Dallas Turner, man. So expect the Minnesota Vikings to, I expect them to be compete. That draft is gonna be loaded, man, next year, and all the players that's coming in. The division's gonna be the division in they division gonna be fun. You got Minnesota, you got Green Bay, you got Chicago Bears and the Detroit, man. So and I like that all those moves, man. So that's gonna be big time, man. So shout out to the Vikings. I expect McCarthy to him and Justin Jefferson, they might be a dynamic duo out there. Assuming that they keep Jefferson when they pay Jefferson. Hey, Minnesota, pay Jefferson the money, man. He might be the best receiver in the league. If he's not the best receiver in the league, he's definitely top 5, and it's no argument, it's no debate. My next winner would be my Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm an honest fan. I'm not saying just because I'm an Eagles fan, but I definitely like what we did. I'll be honest with you. Quinn Mitchell, I was kind of on him, but I kind of talked into it a little bit. I really wanted Terry Arnold, the guy that the Detroit Lions picked up. Also, the Detroit Lions picked up Wingo from LSU, a defensive lineman. But going back to the Philadelphia Eagles draft, I like the Philadelphia Eagles draft. I like what we did because we fixed our secondary. Last year, we had secondary problems. That was really our problem, man. We couldn't stop nobody. Defensive line was everywhere. Cornerbacks was getting beat. So I want to talk about the cornerback situation in Philadelphia a little bit. Like, I understand, like, we all want James Bear to be gone as an Eagle fan, but we also got to remember the year that the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl, not won the Super Bowl, we lost the Super Bowl. It still pains me to this very day. But last year when we lost the Super Bowl to the Kansas City Chiefs, James Bradbury, he was elite then, man. I really feel like I'm just not too much giving up on Bradbury just because I feel like it was more of a defensive scheme than what it was. But it sounded like to me Philadelphia done moved on from Bradbury. But yeah, we getting Quinn Mitchell. Also got Cooper D. John from Iowa, white cornerback. That's definitely gonna be. I'm kind of waiting to see on him. I didn't watch too much Iowa games, but just the fact that Howie, invested in some cornerbacks, I'm happy about that. They picked up Jaden Hunt, underrated move, defensive lineman from Houston Christian. But my favorite move out of all the Philadelphia Eagles draft picks that we got, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., man. Shout out to him for getting drafted to the Philadelphia Eagles as, lifelong Eagle fan. I remember when his dad played with us. So I'm definitely happy that Howie Roseman finally invested in the linebacker situation, because the whole draft, I was like, oh, I hope we get Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I really feel like Howie Roseman was on Twitter when we finally got it, because I was like, dang, why are we not investing in the linebacker? Because I'm tired of, like N'Kobe Dean and like Devin White, but we got to understand N'Kobe Dean has been injury prone since he, been with the Philadelphia Eagles. And also Devin White, he's on a 1-year prove it deal, so he may not be back. So I expect that to be a bounce back move. But yeah, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. was definitely one of my favorite moves that the Philadelphia Eagles got. But I'm really happy that we got some plug and play cornerbacks, man. I'm interested to see what, kind of defensive scheme that we're going to run. So yeah, I'm looking forward for, this year. I'm still kind of wait and see on Fangio, but on paper we do look good on both sides of the ball, but we also got to see it on the field, because paper don't mean anything. Football games just won in September and so on. So moving on, shout out to Howie Roseman, man. So, but hey, before I move on, we definitely got to give Howie Roseman credit, because years ago, all those Philadelphia Eagles wanted Howie Roseman to, we wanted him gone, because I don't know what he was doing, but hey, man, yeah, we beefed up that defense, because when you getting, last year when we was getting, our defense was getting shredded by Sam Howell, and we also was getting shredded by Drew Lock, man. So yeah, it was time to get some defensive backs, man. But moving on, another draft that I like Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears finally get their franchise quarterback in Caleb Williams. They also get Rome from Washington, a wide receiver, but I'm gonna be going back to talking about Caleb Williams later on down in this podcast. My losers, the Atlanta Falcons, man. So, yeah, man, I don't know what the Falcons is doing. I don't know what they doing out there in the A, man, because I really feel like they should have been more investing in pass rushers more than getting a quarterback at number 8. Not saying Michael Penix is going to be bad, but I'm going to say the Michael Penix talk. I'm going to also talk about Michael Penix later on down. But the reason why I say the Falcons is the losers is because, yeah, you draft Michael Penix. I like Michael Penix, but at number 8, now you got to draft a plug-and-play starter at number 8. That's pretty high. You got to, the Falcons is in division with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Carolina Panthers, and the New Orleans Saints. They got a division where it's up for grabs. They can win now. Michael Penix doesn't help you win right now, so I thought they was going to go Patriots. I actually thought they would have went Dallas Turner, but they really shocked the whole world when they picked up Michael Penix. But I'm going to talk about Michael Penix later on down in this show. My next losers will be the Las Vegas Raiders, and like Brock Bowers, but the reason why I don't like the Raiders move, because you use your high first round pick on Brock Bowers, and they just got Myers last year. They got about a couple tight ends. They didn't get a quarterback. I thought they would have, probably tried to trade up to get a quarterback, and I really didn't like the Raiders moves, man. So, yeah, but because it's like they should have invested more into in defense, because look who they got in their division: the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chargers, and the Broncos. But I don't look at the Broncos. But you know how divisions is. Divisions is toss up like type deal. But another loser I would say would be the Buffalo Bills, just because they traded with the Kansas City Chiefs and they allowed the Kansas City Chiefs to get Xavier Worthy. And it's like, why would you? I don't understand that. Why would you, help your division rival, not your division rival, but your rivals as a whole? Like, that's not. I don't really feel like that was smart. They did get Keon Coleman, the wide receiver, but overall, really didn't like what the Bills doing. But I didn't really like what the Bills did the whole entire offseason. So, man, but moving on, I'm going to talk underrated move that I did like in the NFL draft is Xavier Legette, wide receiver from South Carolina, the 4.3 speed guy. And, like I said, as an LSU fan, I watched a lot of SEC games, man, and I can tell you, Xavier Legette, every time I watched TV, he just jumped off the chart, bro. Xavier Legette was an underrated move. I'm happy that they showing Bryce Young some love, because you remember the C.J. Stroud and the Bryce Young debate. People was like, we should have gotten C.J. Stroud. That's what the Panthers was saying. Panthers fans were saying, but I was like, no, you have to give Bryce Young some weapons. So I'm happy to see that they did give him some weapons. They also got the running back from Texas. So the whole entire offseason, the Carolina Panthers, they picked up Deontay Johnson. They still got Adam Thielen. Now they got Xavier Legette, the wide receiver from South Carolina. So I'm definitely happy to see that the Carolina Panthers helping, Bryce Young moves out, because I do still feel like Bryce Young could be big time with Miles Sanders in the backfield. I really feel like they should beef up their offensive line, though. Got to protect your investment, your number one pick from last year, so you got to protect them. So I like the Xavier Legette move, man. He's going to be in the running for Rookie of the Year, man. That 4.3 speed is out of this world. My favorite defensive move in the entire draft is Dallas Turner from Alabama, man. And I hate Alabama, but understand, I give credit where it's due. I'm not delusional. I'm not biased. I give credit when it's due. And I'm like, yeah, that Dallas Turner move from the Vikings was good. He reminds me a lot of Jared Allen, man. I really feel like he's going to be that type of player. He's going to be a plug and play day one type of player, man. So I expect those guys to be, I expect them to be in the running for Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year is that, man. So, yeah. So I want to go ahead and talk about the most shocking move, like I said, Michael Penix, man. And yeah, like I said, it's like I don't understand why the Falcons did that. You just paid Kirk Cousins $100+ million, man. So it's like, why would you get Michael Penix at number 8? That's like not smart, man. They done got all these offensive weapons, and it's like I kind of see it a little bit, because it's like, Kirk Cousins is injury prone. Yeah, that. But I mean, I don't know. I just really didn't like that move, and it's like, not for Michael Penix. Like, Michael Penix is a good player. Like, I expect Michael Penix could definitely go down as one of the best quarterbacks in this draft, if not the best in this entire draft. But it's like, I just don't like Michael Penix going to Atlanta. I really wish he would have went to another team, because now we not finna see Michael Penix play for like maybe a year, 2 years, assuming that Kirk Cousins get hurt. And I really feel like the money that they pay Kirk Cousins, even if you're playing bad, it's like you still got to keep him in, because, I mean, you paid him money. But we don't know if, they might have got an out clause with Kirk Cousins. It might be an out way that they can get out of Kirk Cousins' contract. We don't know that. But, I mean, just looking from the outside in as a fan, I just really didn't like that move. But I expect Michael Penix to be, elite. I expect him to be good when he do get his shot, man. Hey, did y'all see that move? Did y'all see that meme on the internet, man? That meme was funny with him and Jamie Foxx and the other guy from Any Given Sunday. Hey, that was a funny little meme, man. But I expect Kirk Cousins to be a good teammate, man. But I do feel for Kirk Cousins, though, because, I mean, he at the end of his career, and I know he want to try to compete. But Michael Penix doesn't help you compete right now, and getting him at number 8 as a backup quarterback. Number 8, when you draft in top 10, you don't draft a backup player. You draft a plug and play day one type of player, man. So I just didn't expect that move. But Michael Penix still is going to be elite when he get a shot. I can't wait to see what he do, because they do got Drake London over there. They got Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson. It's like they just loading up on offense, but they need more defense. They did get a pass rusher later on down in the draft, but overall, that's what I feel about that move, the shocking move, man. The steal of the draft, though, man. I'm going to give it to Brandon Rice, the wide receiver from UNC. Jerry Rice's son, going to the LA Chargers, getting Justin Herbert some weapons, man. At first, Justin Herbert, I didn't know what they was doing over there, man. I'm like, damn, they're not gonna give him no weapons, because with they top pick, I'm actually surprised. I thought they was gonna get Malik Neighbors, man. I'm gonna talk about Malik Neighbors later on, another guy from LSU. I really thought they was gonna get a receiver then, but they also got the kid from Georgia. So my underrated, move out of the best, the steal of the draft. Definitely, the steal of the draft is going to be Brandon Rice, the wide receiver from UNC, Jerry Rice's son. I expect him to be elite. I'm actually surprised. What do you guys think why he fell all the way low? Because he had 12 touchdowns and 1,000+ yards last year, man. And I was actually surprised that he was a day 3 pick. I expected him to go maybe like 3rd or 4th round. But, I mean, hey, it ain't about where you get drafted. It's about you getting the opportunity, man. Shout out to everybody, man. So, I want to go ahead and move on. So I want to go and get into the Caleb Williams talk. So Caleb Williams officially went number 1 to the Chicago Bears. And see, honestly, I was a part of the camp that I really feel like the Chicago Bears should have kept with Justin Fields, because it's like I really feel like they set Justin Fields up for failure. If you guys been paying attention to my podcast, I was a big advocate for Justin Fields because I'm a big Justin Fields fan. I expected, them to keep Justin Fields, but they went on and moved on and got Caleb Williams. And I understand maybe because they look at Caleb Williams as a generation talent, so I understand the move. I understand see they thinking. But it's like they set Justin Fields up for failure, man. I don't want to, harsh on the Bears, but just on the outside looking in. But I mean, hey, Caleb Williams, I really feel like he is built for that pressure, man. Like, he is built for, the long run, the long haul, man, besides the nails situation. But I mean, I don't care about all that. Like, all the him painting his nails, all that, man. We ain't looking at all that. His tape don't lie, man. So I expect him, he's like an Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes type of guy, man. Yeah, it's cool seeing the Bears look up, but yeah, the Bears has really set Caleb Williams up for a good situation. They get Keenan Allen, they got Rome, and they also got DJ Moore. Then they picked up DeAndre Swift in the backfield. Then they also had a top 5 defense last year. They got Jalen. They got that dynamic defense. So the Bears is really coming, man. So I expect Caleb Williams. I believe he built for the hype, bro. I really believe that he's actually is gonna be good for the Chicago Bears, man. But yeah, man. But it is kind of crazy. I really do still feel like they did set Justin Fields up for failure. But I mean, I guess they learned their lesson, man, because it's like their division is open, man. So with Minnesota, Green Bay, and the Lions, man. But who you guys think gonna win that division? Hey, that division is gonna be fun, man. I can't wait, to see who's gonna compete in that division, man. Cause that division is gonna be live, man. Next one, I want to go ahead and talk about Marvin Harrison Jr. So Marvin Harrison Jr. has got drafted to the Arizona Cardinals, man. Hey, I really feel like I wonder if he gonna wear number 11, man. You remember the last time this Arizona Cardinals had an elite receiver like that, Larry Fitzgerald, man. I expect Marvin Harrison is gonna be real elite, man. Hey, I'm excited about him to seeing his dad. See a couple players in this draft like T.O. son got drafted, Jerry Rice son got drafted, Marvin Harrison Jr. son got drafted. It's crazy, man. Like we used to like Terrell Owens, Marvin Harrison, and Terrell Owens, all those guys. It's crazy that those guys, we grew up watching them. Now all of a sudden they sons playing, man. That make me feel old, man, for real. I grew up watching their dads, and now they sons playing in the league. Also with Jeremiah Trotter Jr. son coming to Philadelphia, man. Hey, yeah, I expect Marvin Harrison to be big time with Kyler Murray. I'm definitely excited to see that. Electrifying offense is what it's gonna be in Arizona, man. So we already knew what the writing was on the wall. Like, honestly, they should speed up the NFL draft. We knew Caleb Williams was going 1. We knew Jaden Daniels was going 2. We knew Drake May. Well, I don't know. Drake May, we didn't know for a fact about that if he was going number 3. That was kind of a hit and miss. But we knew the Patriots going to get a quarterback, though. I will say that. But, shout out to Marvin Harrison Jr. And another move I want to talk about, who I feel like is going to win Rookie of the Year, and just because of his quarterback, Xavier Worthy, the wide receiver from the Texas Longhorns. Honestly, we have to thank the Bills for that, man. But Xavier Worthy, I expect him to have a big old impact for the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes. Then you also got Travis Kelce, the best tight end in the NFL. Of course, no argument there. With Hollywood Brown on the other side. Then you got Rasheed Rice. And then you got Isaiah Pacheco in the background. Then assuming we don't know how many games Rasheed Rice is going to get for that incident that he got into, man. So, yeah, I really feel like Xavier Worthy might win Rookie of the Year, man. Hey, he's going to be elite. Xavier Worthy, he reminds me of I would say he do remind me of a young Tyreek Hill, man. It's like this Kansas City Chiefs, those guys always get them plug and play receivers. I really just don't understand why the Bills helped Kansas City get Xavier Worthy. That was so crazy to me. I got on their necks on Twitter when I seen that happen, man. But I expect Xavier Worthy, yeah, he's going to have a big impact on that offense. I'm like, dang, man, Kansas City Chiefs, they might repeat, man. Shout out to my cousin Darian Braswell, big time Kansas City Chiefs fan. He been happy. What you call, AKA, we call him A1, man. So, yeah, Xavier Worthy is gonna have a big time impact with those guys. Another move that I did like, I liked the Indianapolis Colts getting that defensive lineman from UCLA. I liked that move. He fell all the way. He fell out the top. He was a top 10 talent, but he failed because of his injuries. That's really what it was with him, man. I really feel like he is gonna be Dwight Freeney. We all remember Dwight Freeney when he was with the Indianapolis Colts, man. We all remember that, man. So yeah, excited for the the NFL draft has come and go. Best time of year that I love. I love the NFL draft, man. Shout out to everybody who's got drafted. Shout out to the ones who didn't get drafted, underrated. But just because you didn't get drafted, that don't mean nothing. You still got to go prove yourself. Like, you still going to get that opportunity. Like, it don't matter. Like, we know all about, the big time players who didn't get drafted. You got Antonio Gates, Kurt Warner. I could just keep naming. It's a lot of players who didn't get drafted, man. So, yeah, man. So, it was a real good weekend of the NFL draft, man. So, what you guys think about my NFL draft talk? What you guys think about my winners and my losers and my underrated favorite move of the entire NFL draft? Let me know that in the comments. Also, before I close the show, I would like to give a shout out to AJ Brown. And see, one thing I want to say, man, the Philadelphia media is terrible, man. They had made it seem like AJ Brown wasn't happy with my Philadelphia Eagles, man. We know the whole time he was happy, man. Like, I just hate that how the media like trying to cause things up, man. And AJ Brown, man, I know he loved playing in Philadelphia. His best friend, Jalen Hurts with Devontae Smith, man. He been like AJ Brown has been a big advocate the whole time he's been here. Like, he embraced us Eagle fans, embraced Philadelphia the whole time. I've been happy to have AJ Brown. I'm so happy that we got him for the tour 2029. So shout out to AJ Brown. I love the guys getting them money. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Devontae Smith, man. Big time Devontae Smith fan, man. Hey, I'm gonna eventually hopefully I'll get Devontae Smith on. Shout out to Smitty. Hopefully I can get you on the podcast one day, man. I really would be looking forward to it. I appreciate it, man. It means a lot so much with Jalen Hurts, with, all those big time Philadelphia Eagle fans, man. So yeah, man. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the NFL upcoming season this year, man. So it's gonna be, I'm really excited, especially since the NFL draft is over with, man. So yeah. But if you guys like today's video, make sure you guys subscribe to the DHOP Talking Shop.